अनदर थिंग, अगर कहते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट से ये ठीक नहीं चलता, इससे अपना पल्ला झाड़ो, बंद कर दो, प्राइवेट सेक्टर को दे दो, दो गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जो सेम मिनिस्ट्री के ऑफिशियल्स लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस से बहुत अच्छी तरह चला रहे हैं। एनएफडीसी, फिल्म डिवीज़न, क्योंकि उनको ज़्यादा फ्रीडम है और उनको सपोर्ट भी है। पिछले साल या पिछले साल इतना झगड़ा हो रहा था कि 2 फिल्में ऑस्कर, इंडिया की तरफ से ऑस्कर की एंट्रीज होंगी, ये अच्छी है कि ये अच्छी है, दोनों एनएफडीसी स्क्रिप्ट लैब से निकली हुई फिल्में हैं। ये तो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री भी नहीं कर रही है, तो गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर के इंस्टीट्यूशंस कर रहे हैं। तो अगर सेम ऑफिशियल्स उनको इतने अच्छी तरीके से सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं और यहाँ पर बात नहीं बन रही एफटीआई में, सो दैट मीन्स कि जो इंटरफेस है ऑफिशियल डम का और इंस्टीट्यूशन का, जो टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस हैं, उस इंटरफेस को दोबारा से देखने की ज़रूरत है। एंड द सेम ऑफिशियल्स कैन डू द सेम मैजिक हेयर ऑल्सो।
This privatization business, I know why it's coming. There was some Kalki Koechlin report in 1999. This Kalki Koechlin report came out in 1999. That time India was going through a lot of financial problems. That time it was actually set up to look for it, how to save money economically. तो उन्होंने रिपोर्ट उस हिसाब से सोचा। They never thought about the creativity and all. उनको लगा कहाँ से पैसे बचाने हैं, चलो ये 2 इंस्टीट्यूट है छोटे से हैं, कुछ फायदा कुछ नहीं होता नहीं है, तो बंद कर दो इनको। Now all the governments which come, they keep throwing us this Kalki Koechlin, but they don't realize this. This was not meant. It was meant to that time. But now India is doing so well. Why do we need this? वो उस टाइम ठीक है, प्रॉब्लम था, वो सोचा उस टाइम, नहीं हुआ, but till today they keep throwing this to us. प्राइवेट कर देंगे, प्राइवेटाइज कर देंगे, प्राइवेटाइज कर देंगे।
हम जब मीडिया में पढ़ते हैं तो इस इशू के 2 ऑल्टरनेटिव इशू निकलते हैं। एक ये एलिटिज्म है, आप एलीट बन रहे हैं और आप इसलिए कुछ लोगों को आप बोल रहे हैं कि आप यहाँ पे नहीं आ सकते और आप अपनी तरह के लोगों को मान रहे हैं। अब इसका मैं एक एग्जांपल दूंगा, जो विनय जी ने ऑलमोस्ट बोल रहे थे कि अगर कल को यूएन में फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री की एक डेलीगेशन जाए और हम बोले हम जाएंगे, भारत की फॉरेन पॉलिसी हम डिसाइड करेंगे, और कल को बोले नहीं आप कॉम्पिटेंट नहीं है, तो आप कहेंगे ये तो एलिटिज्म है। आप पॉलिटिकल फ्यूचर डिसाइड कर सकते हैं इंडिया का और हम नहीं डिसाइड कर सकते, तो ये हम कैसे कर सकते? ऑब्वियसली वी विल बी फूल्स टू रिप्रेजेंट इंडिया एट अ पॉलिटिकल मीटिंग in an international event because we are filmmakers. Similarly, an educational institute which teaches how to make a film needs to be populated at its top body by people who can teach how to make films and not teach anything else. ये बहुत ज़रूरी बात है। इसको एलिटिज्म के चक्कर में मैंने काफ़ी बार देखा है, मीडिया ने खुद इस चीज़ को कंफ्यूज किया गया है। मैं हाथ जोड़ के विनती करता हूँ आप इस चीज़ को कंफ्यूज ना करें, इसमें कोई एलिटिज्म वाला चक्कर नहीं। एक ही कहावत है, जिसका काम उसी को साजे, एंड द फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट की जो सोसाइटी है उसमें इस तरह के मेंबर होने चाहिए जो अपना काम जानते हैं, जो फिल्म बनाना सिखाना जानते हैं, जो गुरु हैं, जो शिक्षक हैं, जो मैनेज कर सकते हैं और जिनको स्टूडेंट्स की रिस्पेक्ट है। इतना तो करना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो बार बार स्टूडेंट्स प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे और फिर आप बोलेंगे कि ये बदमाश है। ये नहीं हो सकता।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आई थिंक ये बात बहुत क्लियर है कि वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट क्रेडेंशियल्स, वी आर नॉट वांटिंग टू पॉलिटिसाइज इट, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट क्रेडेंशियल्स एंड एज एक्स स्टूडेंट्स वी आर वेरी कंसर्न्ड अबाउट what's going on the campus. We are very concerned about the students, about their future, about the individual people who are on strike. We are very concerned about that, and all we can do again is just appeal that to the ministry that they should work with us, they should have a dialogue and they should try and resolve this. I think
you mean response to us.
The elitism thing which you said, so when the protest really started, there was a bunch of videos that went around which were Gajendra Chauhan's, earlier films, Kalki Koechlin, Jungle Love, etc. And so it became a question of not elitism but high art and low art, and how art can be really classified as being either, right? So what would you say about that? I mean, he is an actor, he's not like somebody who's out.
It was a question of sensibility. Please, it was not high art and low art. It was a question of sensibility. If this man comes from this sensibility. That was the point that was being made.
I already answered that question, and I also think it's irrelevant because Zaveen said a very important thing in the beginning, that repeatedly turning the issue to Mr. Gajendra Chauhan and his filmography and all that is actually undermining the very important issue that these gentlemen and ladies are saying here. It's not only Mr. Gajendra Chauhan, it's other names in the committee like Anaga Gaisis, like Narendra Pathak, and some other names which we all know. I'm currently forgetting those names. If you study the biodata, if you study the curriculum vitae of those people, and if you study the utterances of those people as to how they plan to run FTII or how they plan to influence the course structure and the students of FTII, it is not something that augurs well for a free educational institute like FTII. That is the core issue. Nothing else, nothing else. Everything else is actually dross. The issue is this, it's a serious issue. It should not be personalized. It should not become a media feeding frenzy of 9 o'clock debates which do not achieve anything. It is a question of the independence of a premier educational institute which churns out talent which the world recognizes. It's India's, in a way, FTI can be called one of the cultural ambassadors or the incubator of the cultural ambassadors of the country. If we make it subservient to any kind of an ism, we'll turn out clones. And nobody in the world and nobody within the country will take us seriously. That's what the issue is.
Yeah. Very well put.
Last of all,
We are thankful to
by all of them, we want to say thank you to everyone. And yeah, if you have any further questions, please ask them.
If the government doesn't relent, then what's the next step for the students?
So, you know, we don't know what the next.
would consider what the students are demanding and revise their opinion.
Yeah, and right now we want a dialogue.
We are also actually sending a letter to the Prime Minister, which we have drafted from the Ex-Students Association. There's a letter, personal letter addressed to the Prime Minister, and we are sending it to his office directly. Again, asking for the same thing, saying that we would like to work towards excellence, and we want to aid that idea of excellence, and we would.
This is my opinion, and I've shared it with many other professionals. Again and again, please don't, you can bring up, but please don't confuse the issue of the privatization of FTII with the independence of FTII. Whether FTII is governed by, is owned by the government, is funded by the government, or funded by a private institute, or funded by the Pirates of the Caribbean, it doesn't matter. It still has to be independent, no?
Correct.
So, the moment when one talks about the autonomy of an educational institute, the issue of whether the institute is relevant, whether the issue is privately funded or government funded, is the institute facing north, all these kinds of weird issues are put into fudge the core issue. Till the time FTI is there, and till the time it's owned by the government or the private body or whatever it is, the society that forms the core structure, the society that handles the making of the filmmakers who come out of that institute, should be free from any kind of influence.
No influence, yeah.
Again, I'm sorry I'm repeating, but this is the issue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, all of you who are here. Thank you very much for your support, and we hope the government will listen to us.
Thank you all the senior editors and lead journalists who came. Thank you, you too.
For more news and gossips, don't forget to subscribe to Bollywood Helpline.